U.S. federal agents have raided two homes belonging to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. He's reportedly the target of a federal investigation that handles sex trafficking crimes. Law enforcement was seen Monday at Combs' homes in Miami and L.A. We are awaiting more developments on this. We do know that several sexual assault lawsuits have been filed against Combs in recent months. Joining me now is Terri Austin. She is a legal analyst. Terri, good morning to you. Glad you could be with us. So Sean Combs' homes, huge homes, I will add that, have reportedly been raided by federal agents. We've seen the video. How much evidence is needed against someone to carry out a search like this?
Well, the first thing that the authorities have to do is to get a search warrant, and they need probable cause to do that. My estimate is they probably got information from the suits that you mentioned. There are at least 4 people who have sued him. One of those cases was settled by his ex-girlfriend, but there's another case by Rodney Jones, who is a former producer of his. So there are multiple civil lawsuits, and assuming they got information from those civil lawsuits, it was probably enough to put into a search warrant to get that probable cause information they needed to go and search those 2 homes in Miami and Los Angeles, looking for any information that might lead to some criminal charges here.
What is sex trafficking?
So most people think of sex trafficking as bringing in people from other countries, but there is also domestic sex trafficking, where you take people and against their will have them be involved in sexual encounters. We saw this type of allegation against R. Kelly, and now we're seeing it against P. Diddy or Sean Combs, and they will have to prove, in fact, that there were minors who were involved here, that there were individuals who were involved against their will, and that they were forced or coerced to go into some sort of sexual activity. And to do that, what they're looking for probably is information on computers, any sort of videos, and tracking the activities from whether it's state to state or within one state here.
He hasn't been charged with anything yet. Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't. I mean, before they actually bring an indictment against him, they're going to have to get the information to take it before a grand jury, or, have some sort of pretrial hearing where they determine whether or not there is enough to bring charges against him. And that's what they're doing now. We know Homeland Security went into both of these premises. They are looking for that type of information to actually bring the charge. They're going to have more than just, a whim thought that he may be involved. They're going to have to substantiate that and convince individuals that there's enough here to bring charges against him.
The teams that entered the 2 homes were heavily armed, and some people have questioned why. What are your thoughts on that?
When these types of teams go into premises, they don't know what to expect. Obviously, there's no evidence thus far that there were any guns in the house or that it was being protected by heavily armed individuals, but they don't know that. So they use caution, and they go into these homes that they're searching with as much ammunition, per se, that they might need, just in case they do face some sort of resistance. We saw from the video that they did bring people out, that there were people who were put in handcuffs and questioned. We don't know whether there were any arrests based on that, but they just do it to err on the side of caution to make sure that there's no harm that might come to the Homeland Security individuals.
What comes next in this case, Terri?
So I expect that they'll move rather quickly, that they'll gather the information, they'll go through all of the evidence that they've got from both of these homes. They may actually have other searches that they want to do based on what they see, and they will determine whether or not there's enough here to bring charges. I do think that they'll probably go over the various lawsuits that are going on to make sure there are individuals that they may be able to contact to get more information, witnesses that might have seen what was going on, to substantiate the allegations that could very well come in the form of charges against P. Diddy, but we'll have to see.